Go here, back with another Shadowlands video. What's going on? We got the penguin today. We got our coffee. We're good to go. We're taking a break from the dungeons for just a second. I want to look at the Demon Hunter tier set bonus coming in 9.2. If you guys have been paying attention and been watching my videos and other videos around the internet, you will know that in 9.2 we are getting tier sets. Okay, we'll talk about them in a second. There they are right there. And we're getting double legendaries. We still can't test double legendaries on the PTR, unfortunately. But we can test the tier sets, and I'm running through all the classes. And I want to take a pit stop here and just talk about Demon Hunter for a second. There's a couple of interesting sort of points that I need to make both about Havoc and about Vengeance. Excuse me, I got a bit of a stuffy nose, but coffee will fix that. Let me move my mic out of the way before everybody yells at me. So I'm just decked out in a bunch of gear from the PTR. It's all like really, really highly geared. So don't worry about like the damage and stuff right now. I just want to focus on a couple of interesting mechanics. Let's read the tier set bonus for Havoc, and then we'll switch over to Vengeance. Okay. So here we go. Havoc tier set bonus. The 2 set is that Blade Dance and Death Sweep damage goes up by 20%. Great. 4 piece. Every 5th Blade Dance or Death Sweep instantly refunds its own cost and cooldown. And then casting this new empowered Blade Dance or Death Sweep has a 15% chance to instantly refund its own cooldown or cost again. So this can just chain off of itself. One really important note here is that this is not showing up anywhere right now in the PTR. Blizzard is aware of this. Like, there's no tracker to tell you when you're about to arrive at your 5th Blade Dance to get the free proc. So you can't plan around this at all, which is like really frustrating. And they're aware of it and they're going to fix it. But that's the main sort of problem with it. I think it does kind of push you towards a Blade Dance build a little bit, maybe, in the sense that I think most people in AoE are taking Glaive Tempest because it's really broken. But I wonder if you're going to maybe switch to Trial of Ruin now because you're going to be pressing Blade Dance more often, and you're going to be getting a free Blade Dance as well. I'm not sure. I don't play DH enough to really know that. So maybe you guys could tell me in the comments below if you think that this new tier set, buffing it by 20%, and then having it getting the cooldown back again and again and again, is going to push us towards a Blade Dance build, which might also push you towards Demonic versus something like Momentum. I know a lot of DHs were running Momentum. Havoc were running Momentum. Maybe now instead you'll get pushed over towards Demonic, because whenever you enter Metamorphosis, you reset the cooldown of Blade Dance. You can like Blade Dance, and then I-Beam will now reset your Blade Dance again. So you Blade Dance again, and then actually it's not, obviously it's not Blade Dance, it's the other ability, I'm sorry, it's Death Sweep. So you're gonna Death Sweep, you get to Death Sweep twice, I think, in that little window, and then once that ends, you could actually Blade Dance again, and then you could meta, and it will reset Blade Dance again. We're gonna sort of try that. So what I'm trying to see is how many times I can press Blade Dance to maximize its effectiveness. So I'm gonna go, we'll do this, and then this. We're gonna Blade Dance once here. Then I'm gonna I-Beam. Oh, I don't have enough. I'm gonna I-Beam. Resets. Oh, it doesn't. I'm an idiot. Well, there we go. We get a... It doesn't reset it. So there you go. There's the first test done. Where we got the reset right there. I don't know if you guys saw that. Really hard to see. It doesn't show a tracker. Okay, we have 0. In terms of our tier set right now, we have 0. There's our first Blade Dance. Okay, so just pay attention. We have 1 on the tracker right now. Second Blade Dance. Once we get to 5, it resets its cooldown automatically, right? So what we want to try and do actually is get that in the window, but here's our third one. We're going to I-Beam, and that puts us into meta. We're going to Death Sweep for our 4th one, and we got to reset. Here's our 5th one. So see how we kind of... What the Demon Hunter community is complaining about right now is that you can't plan around this right now because there's no tracker anywhere to tell you what's going on. But we actually got lucky there and kind of nailed it. What we did was we Blade Danced once, twice, then we did a 3rd Blade Dance. Then we pressed I-Beam, which put us into meta, which turns our Blade Dance into Death Sweep. Then we pressed the 4th Blade Dance / Death Sweep, and that queued us into the 5th one. Actually, it must have been our 5th one already. This reads 5th. So it must have been our 5th Blade Dance already. So our 5th Blade Dance is a death sweep because we eye beamed, which puts us into meta, makes it a death sweep, and then it refunds itself right away, so we get a second death sweep right away. Obviously, death sweep does way more damage, so that's just like a tiny little thing that you can do with this tier set, a little mini game that you're playing where you're trying to like see where your stacks of Blade Dance are going to be. But I feel like it's like way too much work. I feel like you could just play this how you normally would and don't really try to game it. I don't know. I mean, it just feels like way too much work to be trying to count these blade dances and like, okay, I'm on my fourth blade dance. Now I have to press I beam because then I'm going to be in meta, so it'll be death sweep. And then I'm gonna press my fifth death sweep, and it'll refund itself, and I get the next one for free, and maybe I can keep chaining it off of itself. That's the idea here, but it's like the way that I just tried to do it, it feels like way too much work, extra work, and like a Mythic Plus. Like maybe it's not, but it feels a little silly to try and have to do all that. Let's look really quickly at the powers. So I want to look at what legendary powers might be good with this tier set. That's all I really care about right at the moment. And I was thinking that Dark Glare value might go up. Um, just because of demonic. So if you take demonic, you're gonna, instead of just pressing death sweep all the time, you might be able to press, or instead of pressing blade dance all the time, you're gonna be pressing death sweep all the time. So I feel like the value of dark glare kind of goes up there because you can press more eye beams, which might get you more metas. Maybe, but honestly, it's only a 40% chance. Maybe it's, excuse me, maybe it's not that amazing, but in reality, what you could do is, obviously I beam, and if you get the refund, then you get your death sweep, and maybe you're on your fifth proc of your tier set, so you press your death sweep again, and then your mini meta ends, and then you press I beam again because you have the reset, and then you get to death sweep again and death sweep again. So that's sort of the build I'm looking at there, where it's like it's all about I beam plus death sweep because of demonic. That's sort of the combination there. And then again, I think because you're pressing Blade Dance slash Death Sweep so often, I think it's good to have these two talents here, right? So reduces the Fury cost of it, and it increases the damage that it does to the first target struck. So this increases sort of the damage. It gives you a better reason to press Blade Dance on a single target, right? Because this is doing an extra 5k damage on a single target. I think these two talents are gonna like be really, really strong with this tier set. Maybe mandatory? I don't know. I mean, this is all about Blade Dance, so if you're not taking the Blade Dance talents, it feels like a little strange. Excuse me. Other than that, I think you could still take the Burning Wound, which I think most DHs take just for the extra damage. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And then obviously you have to take the Immolation Aura talent for that. But I really do think that there's potentially a build here for Dark Glare Medallion that you could really do this little reset sort of juggle where you press your Blade Dance, and then you press I Beam, which gets you into meta, and then your Blade Dance comes back and you press Death Sweep, and then maybe you're on your fifth piece of the tier set, so you press Death Sweep again for the extra burst of damage. Then your mini meta ends, but your I beam has reset itself, so you press I beam again and you go back into your mini meta form. I do think that there's some combo there. Dark Glare Medallion plus Demonic plus this tier set. I think there's something there for sure. Um, maybe it's not good. I don't know, but I feel like those are the synergies that I'm looking for. Right? We're just kind of looking for synergies here. What might synergize well with something else? Okay, let's look at Vengeance. Let's look at Vengeance. What is the Vengeance tier set bonus? What's it doing? Here's what it reads. The 2-set bonus says, damage dealt by your Immolation Aura has a 10% chance to generate a Lesser Soul Fragment. That's great. Immolation Aura, especially in AoE, the Mythic Plus value of this goes like through the roof, right? Because each target's getting hit, but each target has a 10% chance to get you Lesser Soul Fragment. Very good. Consuming a Lesser Soul Fragment has a 100% chance to grant you 2 stacks of Immolation Aura, or extend an existing Immolation Aura by 2 seconds. This is interesting. There is a couple videos on the internet right now of Vengeance Demon Hunters absolutely destroying a dungeon. Like they fly through a dungeon and they have this tier set on and they grab like this one guy went into the Halls of Atonement and he grabbed all 3 of the shard guys, the big rock guys that do like the slam on the ground and They're the three guys you have to kill before you can get to the first boss. He grabs all three of those packs and starts killing them all with this tier set bonus. And what they do is he's got a essentially like a cancel aura macro or some kind of immolation aura cancel button, and it just keeps canceling itself. I guess it's an aura. So as soon as immolation aura gets applied, it cancels itself. But because of this tier set bonus, he's just consuming soul fragments, and so immolation aura is getting applied and unapplied rapidly, very, very quickly. It's just like it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. And then he's taking talents like Fallout and Agonizing Flames, and I don't know if he actually takes. I think it would be Fiery Brand, Infernal Armor, probably something like Infernal Armor. And the point is, he's getting like the exploding damage of Immolation Aura every like 0.5 seconds. He's exploding with Immolation Aura damage, and he just keeps triggering and triggering and triggering over and over and over again because of this tier set bonus. And it's basically a bug. It's essentially a bug. It's not the way that it's going to work on live. Blizzard has talked about it. They're going to fix it. So I was going to go into a dungeon and try and show this off, but I don't even have an aura cancel macro and all that kind of jazz. So, but just so you know, if you've seen videos like that on the internet, it's going to get fixed. I think they're actually talking about potentially changing the 4-piece bonus altogether to reduce the cooldown of immolation aura and a couple of other abilities. Let me read it really quick. So here's what they said. Here's what Blizzard said. I'm just gonna read from this sheet over here. Testers have been doing some very exciting things. Whatever. Let's just go over here. There we go. Here we go. Testers have been doing some very exciting things with this bonus, but it's proven to be too strong in conjunction with other modifiers to Immolation Aura, like the talents that we just talked about, right? Growing Inferno and Soul Furnace. Um, yeah. Much Soul Furnace, like Growing Inferno. We're considering a couple of different options in the future build to address this problem. One, reduce the Immolation Aura uptime, or change the bonus to instead reduce the remaining cooldown of Immolation Aura, Fell Devastation, and Fiery Brand upon fragment consumption, which is cool. So that means it's kind of offering. They're talking about offering you more agency on when you choose to sort of devastate your foes, quote unquote, right? So just know if you've seen videos like that around about Immolation Aura, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be changed because that's just ridiculous. The DH was pulling like 60k DPS in the dungeon, and he was murdering everything, and he was unable to die. Here's what you can do with the build, though. Here's what I think, sort of what their intended version of this was. Um, what am I gonna put on? Oh, yeah, I have this. Okay, yeah. This doesn't matter. Legendary doesn't matter right now, but here's what you would do. You can basically keep Immolation Aura up, like permanently. It's crazy. So, we'll do that, and then we'll do this. So you can see my Immolation Aura. I've only pressed it once, but it's gonna stay up. It's at 18 seconds now. Every time I press Soul Cleave, it goes way up, right? Now, if I do press, I have a 24-second Immo Aura right now. If I press Immolation Aura again, it'll actually reset it, which is unfortunate. Watch it up here. Watch in the top. It goes back down to 9 seconds. So, it's sort of interesting. It's a little unintuitive because like I don't think it's a bad button to press. You kind of want to be pressing it, especially if you have this Fallout. Like if you have Fallout and this is never falling off, then it's a bad talent to have suddenly, right? Which is not cool. I guess you could take one of these other ones, but yeah, this is. I feel like they need to change this for sure, or else it's just not going to be good. Because Fallout's immediately bad. If Immolation Aura never comes off cooldown or never comes off your body, then it's just bad. So I think they're going to change it. But again, it sort of shifts you into an Immolation Aura build a little bit, and it really is just all about getting you soul fragments back, which is cool. Nothing wrong with that at all. Look, I have 33 seconds of it. You know, right? This is pretty crazy. It looks like you can keep this going forever with this bonus. So the 2-piece bonus is good. Damage dealt by Immolation Aura, because Shattering Lesser Soul Fragments is great. The 4-piece needs to change, and I think they're going to change it. This idea of just extending Immolation Aura is okay, except that it completely contradicts this talent, which is arguably the best Immolation Aura talent for Vengeance. Like, the initial burst of Immolation Aura is what you want, right? That's really good. These other talents are okay. Like this, increases the duration of Immo Aura, which is fine. This can increase the duration of your fiery brand, which is cool, but that sort of doesn't last forever. This just increases your armor. They're okay, but really the fallout that it's the burst that gives you lesser soul fragments, that's what you want. And if you have this tier set on, you're never gonna get to it just extends it for forever, right? So it's not the greatest thing. Um what they say, like growing inferno and soul furnace. Yeah. So I think that the vengeance one is a little bugged right now. Essentially, they need to make it better. They need to I need to go to vengeance. Here we go. They need to really take a look at it and change it, and I think they're going to do that. Um, so that's good. But what you could do is, I mean, you could take Felflame if you wanted to, just for the uptime here. But Fel Bombardment is kind of interesting, right? That you can have this up permanently with the current iteration of the build. Anyway, you could have Fel Bombardment up like permanently, but maybe that's just bad. Maybe it's good in Mythic Plus. I actually don't know, but I don't think it's obviously super great. But yeah, I think that you're still going to probably want to take Fiery Soul. This is getting the Fiery Brand cooldown is still going to be strong. I really do hope that they switch this 4-piece bonus because right now it doesn't have much of an identity. Immolation Aura is cool, but really, Vengeance DH has had more of a fiery brand identity in the most recent sort of patches and stuff, right? So like there's some really awesome interactions between. I actually love going on live. I'm actually um, Necrolord because I love the Fodder to Flame legendary, which just immediately sends out 5 of your a fiery brand. So in Mythic Plus, it's really good, and obviously it loses value in a raid. But I only really do Mythic Plus with it. So, um, yeah. Again, obviously this is another interesting part. If you have the tier set bonus plus this legendary for Night Fae, then you get a free immolation or that you would just keep extending. You never have to press that button. But I just think that Fallout's what you want. So it just feels kind of bad, man. So I do hope they change it. It's looking a little lackluster right now. Certainly compared to some of the other tank sets, this is very lackluster. Like the updated monk tier set bonus is absolutely bonkers. The paladin tier set bonus for prop paladin is extremely good. The warrior one is quite strong. The guardian one is like might be my favorite. It's really good. So this is way down the list. It's really bad. So they need to fix it. They need to change it. They got to make it better. So those are my thoughts on the Demon Hunter tier sets. That's what you need to know about them moving in 9.2. Vengeance is going to get changed. Havoc looks good. I think Havoc looks fine. It might switch you into a Blade Dance, I-Beam, Demonic combination of builds. That might be what happens if you if you aren't already running this. I think people are running momentum right now. You need to tell me what you're doing. Let me know what you guys are doing in the comments below. I haven't played DH in a little while, but this might switch you to a Trail of Ruin, First Blood, Demonic sort of build. Do you guys think that's what will happen with this tier set bonus? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I think that this is cool. They're gonna fix this. They're gonna make it much more obvious that your 5th Blade Dance is coming soon, so that you can plan around it a little bit. If you have an I beam that's like 10 seconds away and you're on your 3rd Blade Dance, then maybe you can line it up, right? Get that 4th Blade Dance, then press I beam to go meta, then press the Death Sweep as your 5th Blade Dance, and then you get a free Death Sweep again because that's the extra damage you're looking at. So I think it's a great combo. I think it's good. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.